Hi, welcome to the Durian Heat, where we discuss critical issues from Southeast Asia. I'm Grace Cho. Today, we're going to talk about a Singaporean band and their journey in both music and a business perspectives. It is going to be quite an interesting conversation at the Durian Heat. When we talk about bands, music bands in particular, what's the first image comes in your mind? Rock, pop, perhaps indie music, a few popular bands? Then how about music duo, who both are veteran in performance and they are also multi-talented people who have been successfully collaborating with many musicians and entertaining as well as enlightening people's minds with their skills, talents, and love for music. I'll be having a conversation with Jack and Ray, indie acoustic duo from Singapore, who have come down to Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur for a show as a featured act. Of course, there will be our homegrown performers as well, Arif AB, Rosella, and Daniel C. The event is called Asian Connection at Laundry, which will be held on Thursday, February 25th at 9 p.m. at Laundry The Curve. Don't go away, stay tuned with us at the Durian Heat.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome to the Durian Heat. I'm Grace Cho. I'm with the veteran musicians hailed from our neighbor country, Singapore, and they are indie acoustic duo. So we're going to have an interesting conversation with them. So let's welcome to our studio and begin our conversation with Jack and Ray. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having us on Durian ASEAN.
Yeah, it's pleasant. And okay, you guys have been in the music industry for a long time. Very long time.
About 14 years this year.
Wow.
As a band. Yeah,
wow.
as a band.
So I'm sure there are lots of things to share with our listeners also.
Hopefully not too much because we tend to start and we never stop talking.
It's all right. I'll let you know when to stop then.
Okay, thank you.
So could you share with us who's going to start? Jack or Ray?
Ray's going to start.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. So what happened was actually when we first started out, Jack and I were actually solo acoustic players. We used to play covers in bars in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
So that was about 2000, 2002, around there. Mm-hmm. And what happened was when we met one day at one of the bars that we were playing at, we played on different nights. Mm-hmm. And we found that, hey, our repertoires are kind of similar. We used to play a lot of like Coldplay, Oasis, U2. Mm-hmm. And at that point in time, that kind of music was not popular in the bar scene. Usually you when you go, you hear like top 40 stuff, and that was considered a bit more indie at that point in time. So we got together and we were like, hey, our repertoire is similar, why don't we do something together? So we went to a bar called Walla Walla, which was just starting out their live music. And we started there on Sunday nights, and then we've been playing there since for the past 14 years. Yeah. And
so you guys started as a cover band first, right?
So we started as a cover band for the first 6 years or so. And then
came along, I think the first spark to write an original tune was for a Christmas project.
Right.
So I think it was a charity related project where another DJ friend of ours asked us to write a original Christmas song. And basically that sparked us off writing original tunes, and from there we thought about coming out with our own tunes, not just Christmas related, but other stuff, and that's how we came into doing our first album.
So how was the transition from doing cover songs to original song? Any challenges you guys face, or how was the scene back then, as in the feedback from the public when you guys performed your original songs?
Well, I think the thing is when people are very groomed to listening to you play covers,
right?
Sometimes introducing your original songs can be a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes what we did was we used to just play our originals and not tell people.
That's not original.
Yeah, we just like play it, in between our set, and because our genres sounded very close to what we enjoyed playing. We used to enjoy playing a lot of Dave Matthews, Jason Mraz, John Mayer. So our own original songs kind of sounded a bit like that.
You guys had a singer-songwriter kind of elements in
exactly.
it.
Yeah. And I think when like Ray said, so during the set we would just slip in an original tune, and I think in a good way we got a little bit of feedback from our fans, from our friends, and you know, sometimes they come up to us and, hey, that song rocks, man, and that's really funny because sometimes we'll be singing about a popular actress in Singapore, or we're singing about, like, you know, life and break up with our girlfriends or whatever. So yeah, we had the chance to slip it in during our live shows.
I've watched a few YouTube clips of Jack and Ray performances, and very entertaining. You guys have a really great interaction with the audience. Was it really natural for you guys, or it came along, you know, after decades of performances in music industry?
You know, I think it's a combination of both.
Right.
We have been playing for many years already, and we play like a couple of nights a week at least, like 3-4 nights for the past 14 years. So it starts off with our personalities, I think, because both of us are, you know, we like to, you know, what we call talk sing song. So, you know,
yeah, that's right. So talk
literally,
a little, just tell some jokes.
Okay.
Yeah,
say some stuff about
make
how
fun
we
of
feel.
people, you know,
fun,
and you know, I mean, we just try to draw audiences into. And
so was it like stand-up comedy sort of a combination, and they sing a song?
Same but different. I think if you wanna, but we don't see ourselves as stand-up comedians. But I think we try to infuse that Jack and Ray's vibe into our
music.
Set.
Music.
I always believe that, you know, being on stage and interacting with people is an extension of your own personality. That's how you come across sincere, because you don't pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're just being ourselves. You know, Jack likes to be hyper and you know, say a lot of things, and you know, I like to slip in a snide remark or two in between. That's how we work.
But that's very interesting point that you mentioned, because several musicians or artists on the stage, they tend to have a different personality on the stage, and then some people, when off the stage, they are just real themselves. So, but then you say you're true to yourself on the stage as well.
Yeah.
Is it more comfortable to?
I think when you don't try to be someone else, you tend to come across more sincere. And I always believe that people buy someone who's sincere. You know.
That's, I think, one of the reasons why you guys have sustained yourself until now.
we do hope that that will take us many years to come. But like you said, it's an extension of who
Fantastic.
we are.
So let's just talk about Singapore music scene back then again. I know it sounds a bit of a history, but then you guys are super senior when it comes to music industry. So there are lots of things that we would love to know about, especially the scenes in Singapore.
Okay.
So how was it like then, especially when you talk about indie scenes in Singapore? And how has it evolved?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, for Jack and I, growing up, you know, when we were in secondary school, teenage years.
So that was like 94, 93, 94.
Oh, right.
There was actually quite a strong indie following. You know, you can actually hear bands on the charts. You know, there was like people like the Watchmen, the Oddfellows, who all had this very, very cute indie vibe to them, you know, and they all played at all these indie venues, and you know, I mean, and people actually knew, and we also knew, and some of them are actually like our heroes or our seniors in the scene. But what happened was, I think after that era kind of dropped a little bit, and the big clubs started coming up.
I see.
I think more people started getting tuned to club music, DJ music, and that's when you see the indie bands suddenly just slowly disappear. And that was maybe like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think to follow up with what Ray said, I think there was slightly a little bit of would you say a dip, like a very quiet time when hardly any new material came out
for indie bands.
For indie bands.
And then after that, I would say like maybe 2004, 2005, you start seeing a slight revival. A few bands, to name some, like Electrico, they started with a few singles that hit radio. And I think that kind of helped to pave the way for more bands to come up. And even when we released our album, I think we were one of the few acts around that was starting to release our own stuff. Around our time was other bands like Plain Sunset and us. And so that was like a slight revival. And then the Esplanade what sort of like came up as well, and it was developed, and they were trying to promote new stuff. So then you start seeing more bands forming and wanting to play and wanting to play their own original stuff.
More live performance venues and more chances for bands to go and expose themselves.
So to compare nowadays and back then, well, now we do use a lot of social media channels, but back then it was not really popular platforms, right?
There was nothing like that. It was all word of. I mean, we're quite proud to say word of mouth.
So
Yeah.
I think we tried to gain our reputation by playing anywhere and everywhere. So
Right.
we just ran out, exposed ourselves as much as we can. I mean.
So you guys were
decently,
live
but yes.
marketer outside, just go around, walk
Yeah,
around.
and I think we realized the best way is always to go out there and get down and dirty and you know just yeah.
So at the point in time when we released our album, I think like YouTube and Facebook were not prominent or maybe not even existing at all. So, it was a bit of a task. But nowadays, I think because of social media channels, a lot of bands can start putting their stuff out there. Even production is a lot easier with,
Correct.
Logic and
Technology
Cubase
and
and
all that. Yeah.
So after all those development of social media, you guys started using them as well.
Yes.
So how was the feedback from your fans, existing fans before? They were like, oh, finally they have YouTube channel and Facebook page.
Actually, more like, oh my god, you guys still suck at it. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Jack and I think we haven't been as savvy on social media as maybe some.
You mean tech savvy? That sort of, is it? Or
Yeah.
I think we still kind of believe in, because we love to interact with people.
Right,
So
right,
we
right.
still love doing live performances. And,
I think that
and
is a
we've
very
tried to
big
take
part.
the we actually do admit we have to work harder on our YouTube channels and putting our content online. But it still doesn't take away the fact that we love playing and we play at least 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
wow.
And just all over Singapore.
Doesn't
and
that
wherever-
tire you physically?
I think some weeks/weekends it does
Exactly.
get a little bit tiring, but I think
How do you keep up with the stamina and then?
well, I think we've got each other. I mean, whoever's got more.
It sounded romantic.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to go there.
We just hold hands and we just go to the ginola. But we have fun. I don't think we think about the tiredness of
Nice.
Yeah. But I was going to answer your other question about
Sure.
being online, and I think the good thing is that there's also a big part of our audience who cannot go clubbing or cannot maybe not old enough to go into a pub. So I think Facebook, YouTube allows us to reach out to a different segment of audience.
So
as
time
well.
to be more active for you guys.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
So I've been speaking with Jack and Ray, music duo all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned, don't go away.
You're now listening to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.